Come and fly away with me. 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 Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die, so come.
Beautiful Morocco, a traveller's desire. A trip to Morocco had always seemed a far-off dream to me, a bright tapestry of colours, sounds and flavours just beyond reach. The call of ancient medinas, aromatic spices and rich cultural heritage was there, yet doubts would always assail my mind. Could I afford such an adventure? Was it safe to wander through its bustling markets and winding alleys? These were questions that often kept my aspirations at bay. But in 2024, I faced my fears. First of all, it was now far easier to travel to Morocco than I had considered. With this knowledge in my pocket, I leaped in. Walking off the plane, the warm Moroccan air hit me square into an adventure. I came to realize that the world is a lot more approachable than one would normally feel, and the rewards from moving one out of comfort zones are uncountable. Further inland in Morocco, I became enchanted with the heart of its culture, the medinas of Marrakech and Fes. These ancient city centres, with their labyrinth alleys and bustling souks, offer a glimpse into a world where tradition and modernity coexist harmoniously. Cities like Marrakech and Fes burst at their seams from history, culture and untold stories, neither more than less than vibrant, pulsating testaments of the traditions of Morocco. In Marrakech, the heart of the city beats within the Jama El Fana Square, a chaotic, mesmerizing spectacle where snake charmers, acrobats and storytellers compete for your attention. But it is not the noise alone that charms, it's the pulse of Moroccan hospitality. Everywhere I turned, I was greeted with a smile, a nod and a welcoming hand offering mint tea, the country's most sacred drink. But it wasn't just culture that I fell for, it was the food, a symphony of flavors that overwhelmed my senses in the best possible way. While roaming through the medinas, I could already smell the intoxicating scent of tagine simmering in pots, mingling with the sharp tang of preserved lemons and the earthly richness of saffron. Moroccan cuisine is not only a manner of eating, but an experience in totality. The warmth of a family's kitchen, and an understanding that food here is as much about hospitality as taste. From the complicated slow-cooked flavors of tagine to the sweet, sticky perfection of baklava, every single bite told a story as much about the connection and tradition as it was about the hunger. With the first freshly baked khubz touching my lips, I knew that this was only the start of a journey that would feed not only my stomach, but my soul. A feast for the senses, Moroccan cuisine, food and hospitality. As I travelled deeper into Morocco, it wasn't long before I noticed that food, in its midst, wasn't mere sustenance, but an experience. Yet the sound of Andalusian musicians merged with its atmosphere, and I roved through Marrakech and narrow winding streets of Fez, and with each corner a new story seemed to unfold through its artwork. Moroccan calligraphy, thin and delicate, graced centuries-old buildings, merged with celiac tileworks, hypnotic beauty in its twisting forms. These forms, not mere ornamentations, represented a country's values and heritage, faith, beauty and order, like a coded language for eyes capable of penetrating in its innermost meaning. Awestruck at the beauty of buildings in Medina, its riads and its mosques, and I saw that each one told a story in of itself, of craftsmanship, monarchs and empires that have built today's monarch Morocco. Morocco's life-defining features represented them. It understood such detail in motifs arises in an attempt at representing infinity, an infinite search for knowledge and devotion to a supreme being. The buildings, in fact, testified to such a faith, with the riads, typical courtyards and buildings, a mosque not holding artworks alone, but holy geometry in its form. The deeper I travelled inward towards the Moroccan heartland, my mind began wandering towards the expensive Sahara Desert. Moroccan artwork, a faint shadow in relation to Mother Nature's grandeur. The earth's pattern seemed to echo in the city's complex motifs. There, under expanses of sky, I sat in reflection and in wonder that Moroccan artwork wasn't contained in walls and in tiles, but in everything, the lands and the seas. The Sahara's tranquility granted me a perfect canvas in which to ruminate over Moroccan artwork, and in contrast, expanses of the Atlas Mountains gave me a view over the city's complexity. Moroccan artwork, similar to its nature, is a marriage of life and calm, motion and introspect, one beginning in its walls, in its medieval souks, moving through its grand monuments and concluding in its expansive lands under its infinite sky. The stillness of the Sahara and the majesty of the Atlas, nature and reflection. There's something profound about entering the Sahara Desert. It's a region that seems to have been locked in a state of timelessness, one in which the din of the world stops and nothing but yourself and the earth under your feet is present. After the colours and the sounds of the Moroccan city life, the throb of sound, colours of silk, bustle of life, and I entered, it was the quiet of the desert that drew me in. I departed winding Medina streets and boarded a dusty 4x4, driving out towards the Sahara horizons and into the loneliness I'd not ever experienced before. The dunes rolling out in the sea that seemed timeless seemed an ocean of waves of gold in constant standstill. An delusion of soft dunes seemed to whisper age-old secrets, recounting tales of traders, nomads, and earth itself. Perched at the dune with wind pounding down, warm with sunlight, I seemed part of a grand tapestry, attuned to earth in its manner unexplained in words. Desert isn't a country of beauty alone, but a country of introspection, one in which expanses of earth reflect expanses of one's inner universe. As I recall my Moroccan experience, the city life, rich and vibrant, infinite deserts and ground mountains, I'm convinced that traveling isn't a compendium of places, but transformation, connectivity, and a leap into the unknown. Morocco, its artwork, its culture, its land, and its food granted me 1,000 times of whatever I could ever dreamed about. If you're willing to make a leap of faith, to grasp a journey for a lifetime, I assure you, Morocco will pay 100 times over. Don't dream, take a first step. Subscribe, like, and join me in such an unforgettable journey.